Hello, I'm Garrett Mumford, and this is my persuasive speech on why things should not be feared, they should be understood. The dictionary describes fear as an emotion induced by a perceived threat which causes entities to quickly pull far away from and usually hide. It is a basic survival mechanism occurring in response to a specific stimulus, such as pain or the threat of danger. In other words, if you don't like something, you tend to stay away from it. Ironically, the number one fear is glossophobia. Glossophobia is also known as the fear of public speaking, which I have. 6.3 million Americans are diagnosed with the phobia. The real question is, why are they afraid, and what exactly are they afraid of? I used to be afraid of a lot of things when I was younger, things I didn't know anything about. And I realized everything should be given a chance. Everything deserves the chance to be understood. And I believe everybody should do something that they're not 100% comfortable with to get out of your shell. So here are a couple reasons how and why you can get over your fears and learn to understand them. As a fellow human being, you can imagine the horror on my face when I first saw a spider. I can actually remember this moment. I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I saw it run across the floor, and I picked it up, and I put it in my hand, and I watched it run across my arm. Wasn't afraid, didn't know anything about it. I was just bewildered and amazed at what this creature was. But as I matured, I found them revolting, scary, and I just disliked them. Why is this? Because my parents. The same day when I had the spider in my hand, my mom came over and slapped it out of my hand and said, "No, no, no, don't touch spiders. They'll bite you. You're gonna get an infection." And I don't know. My mom probably overreacted. And it's this negative reinforcement that made me hate spiders so much. Um, and over the years in elementary school, I was just afraid of spiders, absolutely, until about sixth grade or so when I first got my pet tarantula. And I got this pet tarantula to get over my fear of arachnophobia. And over the years, I began to add on more spiders, more tarantulas, and until eventually I had about 400 tarantulas was probably our max. And now, 2013, me and my dad are the proud owners of the second largest Midwest tarantula breeding program in the United States. And it's easier than you think getting over a fear. Getting over fear can be broken down into 3 easy steps. Number one is getting informed about your fear instead of being paralyzed by it. Learn to understand and get information about it. You should probably look it up on Google and just find information about it. Number two is ask other people for help. If you have friends or family that are also afraid of the same thing, it's a lot easier and better for you if you were to take on the phobia as a group instead of just alone. And number three, and the most important, is be patient with yourself. It took me years to get over spiders, and it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to go to a seminar, and the next day you're going to be free of your phobias. It's not going to happen. It takes months, years. To get things straight, I'm not trying to persuade you into basically walking into a forest and finding a bear and hugging a bear to try to get over your phobia of bears, because that's not getting over your phobia. That's just being ridiculously stupid. There's definitely a difference. For example, you shouldn't avoid the ocean because you're afraid of sharks, but you definitely shouldn't go rummaging through the ocean looking for sharks and trying to swim with them, because sharks are dangerous. There's a healthy medium between common sense and fear. Whatever your fear is, it can be taken down. By simply understanding it, you can cope with its existence. Spiders used to scare the hell out of me. So I decided to do something about it eventually. And once you understand it, you have nothing to be afraid of. Mary Curie once said, "Nothing in life is to be feared; it is only to be understood." Now is the time to understand more, so that we may fear less. And if you're wondering why I have a snake around my neck, it's because I used to be afraid of snakes too.